Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. I have a little different setup today. I don't know how I feel about it. Well friends, it's time for another round of the historical romance readathon, and so today I have my TBR for you. Now, I have a lot of books on my TBR. I'm probably not going to read all of them, and it may be subject to change, but I really love picking out TBRs and making TBR videos, and I thought that I don't know, I just like them, so I'm making a video. I don't know if I'm going to stick to it or not, but we will see. So the historical romance readathon is, I think it starts Friday the 15th and it goes until January 21st, and this is hosted by Jess from Peace Love Books, Lisa from Remarkably Lisa, and Lacey from Lacey's Book Lovers, and I am very excited about it. So they do have like a bingo board and some prompts and things like that. So I have picked out some books according to some of the prompts that are on the bingo board, so I'm going to go over those with you real quick. So I'm very excited about this. So a lot of these books are books that have just been on my shelves for a long time. They're books that I have really wanted to get to, so I've kind of placed them as priority because I just really want to get to them right now. So the first prompt is for a widowed heroine, and I have been wanting to read this book for so long, and I honestly forgot that it had a widowed heroine until Jessin from Jessin Reads Romance put it on her TBR. And so I decided I was going to have this for my widowed heroine too, and that is The Raven Prince by Elizabeth Hoyt. This is a trilogy. I believe this is the first book in the trilogy. I love Elizabeth Hoyt and I've been wanting to read this for so long. So this is one that is like high up on my priority list. I definitely want to read this. I may even start with this for the readathon. The next prompt is for one that has been recommended to you, and I decided to go with 9 Rules to Break When Romancing a Rake by Sarah MacLean. This is the series that I have not read by Sarah MacLean, and this was recommended to me specifically by Dana from Dana Quadrado, and I have been wanting to read this forever too. It's been on several of my other TBR videos, and I don't know why I haven't quite ever gotten to it, but I have very high expectations for this. I love Sarah MacLean. I know I'm going to love this too. And the next book on my TBR is A Notorious Vow by Joanna Shupe. I am a huge Joanna Shupe fan. I dearly love her books. I think that she is a fantastic writer. I love how she writes about different social classes. I love how she writes about strong heroes and strong heroines and strong heroines and grumpy alpha heroes. And I love the setting, the Gilded Age setting. I believe this one has disability rep. I think that she is deaf and he has anxiety, I believe. This is another one that's been on my TBR. It was on my TBR for the Kindle Clear Out Readathon, and I'm going to definitely get to this one. This fits the prompt for a Joanna Shupe book, and this is also the group book that they're going to be reading, so. The next book that I picked is Seduce Me at Sunrise. This is book 2 in the Hathaway series. This follows Kevin, I believe, Kev Maripin, who we see in Mine Till Midnight. This one is for the prompt of has a step back. I'm very excited to this. I loved Mine Till Midnight and I really want to finish this series, and it's one of my goals to read almost all of Lisa Kleypa's backlist this year, so I should have put more of her books on here, but this one definitely is happening too. So yeah, I definitely have 4 that I have to really want to get to super bad, so we'll see how I do with that. Okay, so the next prompt is for a new to me author, and this is an author that I have had on my TBR forever, and I don't even know why I haven't read her yet, but that is Lorraine Heath. And I decided to go with Earl Takes All. I don't think this is the first in this series, but I personally don't really have a problem with reading books out of series, especially in historical romance, unless it's one that needs to be read in a series, like the Bare Knuckle Bastards. Like that series, you have to read it in order. And I feel like there are a few other series like that too, but I don't believe that this is like that. And I think that this is the one. Okay, yeah. I think this is the one where she marries the brother, but who she thinks is actually his brother. So she's marrying the guy's brother for the guy that she thinks she's marrying. Am I making any sense? I'll read you. It's like she's marrying the brother of the guy she thought she was marrying, because the guy she thought she was marrying died. Angst. I think this is going to be a lot of angst. I think it sounds super interesting. This one also has a step back, and it is fabulous. Like, oh, very excited about this one. I have high expectations of this one. The next prompt is for a standalone book, and this one was kind of hard because I feel like it's kind of impossible to find a standalone historical romance, and I believe this is a standalone as far as I've looked. I looked on her website, I looked on Goodreads, and I think this is a standalone. It may be a spin-off, I'm not sure, but that's Topaz by Beverly Jenkins. I think this has to do with a news reporter. Kate Love is an ambitious news reporter determined to unmask a railroad stock swindler, which leads her to the brink of matrimony with the wealthiest, most eligible black man in the East, the very scoundrel she intends to expose. So, I love Beverly Jenkins. This is, I think, like the new updated cover, which I think is really pretty, actually. But, yeah, I'm excited to read this one, too. I need to read more Beverly Jenkins this year, and I thought this would be perfect. I believe this is a standalone. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I mean, when I looked, it said it was a standalone, but, you know, I could be wrong. Okay, and the next book that I have is for the Damaged Hero prompt, and I feel like a lot of these could fit in there too, because Kev is definitely a damaged hero, like from Seduce Me at Sunrise. A historical romance genre loves their damaged heroes, but the one that I specifically picked was The Duke with the Dragon Tattoo by Kerrigan Byrne. This is another one I've been wanting to finish her Victorian Rebels series forever, and I am just very, very excited to get to this one. So I think this is book 7 in the Highland Rebels series. I have not read The Duke, but I really want to read this, so again, I'm going to skip around and read this one because I just think I'm going to love this. I'm positive that I'm going to love it because I love Kerrigan Byrne, and I think that ever since I heard that this was a damaged hero, and I think I heard History and Harlots on Instagram really rave about this book, I was like, yeah, that's made for me. So I'm going to read it. Okay, and the last prompt that I decided to fill was for a used book. Now, several of these are used, I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Definitely a few of these are used. This one is used. And believe it or not, oh yes, this one is used too. And this one is used, but I wanted to pick an older school book that I may... Well, actually, that's not true. I'm going to read this book at some point this year, I assume, and that is Lions and Lace by Megan McKinney. This one is a used book. This one has a step back. This was sent to me by my lovely friend Sophie all the way from Canada. Thank you so much, Sophie. This is, I believe, a Gilded Age historical romance, and this book came on my radar when Dana and Kelly from Seasonally Booked Up interviewed Joanna Shoup. We had a Joanna Shoup read along in the fall, and they asked her what was the romance novel that blooded her, and she said it was this. So ever since then, I have wanted to read it, and I'm so happy to have this edition because it's so shiny, and it has this super cool vintagey, like, can you even get over, like, what's happening there? I love it so much. So those are the books that I have picked for the prompts. Again, I don't know for sure how many I will get to. Definitely want to read The Raven Prince and definitely want to read Seduce Me at Sunrise. Those are probably the top. And 9 Rules. This is why I have a hard time picking TBRs. And 9 Rules. Those 3 are for sure going to happen. But then I also have some books here that are just on my radar from authors that I really want to try that I have not tried yet. And so I thought I would share those with you, and the first one is this book by Megan Frampton. I have not read a Megan Frampton book yet, but I bought several of her books a few months ago when I saw her really stand up for romance readers, and I wanted to support her. So this one says, strong heroines, sexy heroes, delicious stories make Megan Frampton your next read. That's a blurb from Sarah McLean, so I think this will be a really fun time. I don't know exactly what this one is about, but Never Kiss a Duke, so... you can't go wrong there, right? And another author that I really want to get to is Lenora Bell. This one is One Fine Duke. I don't know exactly what series this is in. This was a cover by and an author by. I have several of Lenora Bell's, but I adore this cover so much, and I just think, I just have a feeling I'm gonna love Lenora Bell, so I definitely want to read this one. And then this is the last alternate pick, I suppose, that I have, but this is another historical romance author that's on my radar, and that is Julie Ann Long. This cover, I think, is so stunning. Like, you can see the oil paint brush strokes, and I adore these old school oil painting type of covers. I just think it's so gorgeous. Also, like, should we see which ones of these would count for ripped bodice? Or shirtless guy on the cover? I don't know. Oh, shirtless guy on the cover. Here we go. When Ava Leigh was on our live show for the Rake Appreciation Society that I host with my dear friend Jen at the Book Refuge, we interviewed Ava Leigh, and she said that an author that she loves is Julianne Long, so I went and bought several of her books, and I just haven't gotten to them yet. This looks beautiful, and I just think she's an author that I want to try. So I've got a lot of books here that I could choose from, and I think that this is going to be a super fun readathon. I am so excited that they're having another round of it. I have my Bridgerton family t-shirt on. I can't see all of them. So I'm hyped, I'm pumped, I'm ready for this. I love historical romance books. I can't wait for this readathon. Let me know if you're gonna join in and if you have any books that you want to read for it. And I guess I'll see y'all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.